Hello and welcome. I'm Blair Blackwell, and this is the Daily Cyber Brief. Here's today's rundown of the biggest cybersecurity stories you need to know today. Good morning. This is the Daily Cyber Brief for Friday, January 30th. Here are the key cyber risks shaping today's session. Actively exploited zero-day flaws in Ivanti Endpoint Manager Mobile, a significant consumer platform data breach, and a fresh spotlight on exposed AI infrastructure and industrial control systems. Ivanti rolled out security updates for 2 remote code execution issues in its Endpoint Manager mobile platform after confirmation they're being used in zero-day attacks. One of the bugs is now on CISA's known exploited vulnerabilities list, which elevates urgency for government and private enterprise alike. The story continues a wider pattern this week. Identity and management control planes remain high-leverage targets, and patch cadence matters. On the incidents front, Match Group confirmed a cybersecurity event that exposed user data across Tinder, Hinge, OkCupid, Match.com, and other properties. Details are still emerging, but the scale underscores how consumer identity data fuels fraud, account takeover, and downstream social engineering risk. Separately, Marquee Software Solutions tied its 2025 ransomware breach, affecting dozens of U.S. banks and credit unions, to a compromise of a third-party cloud backup service, highlighting how supplier access and backups can become a ransomware blast path. Following our recent look at exposed AI endpoints, new research finds roughly 175,000 publicly reachable Olama servers across more than 100 countries. Investigators describe an unmanaged layer of AI compute, sitting in cloud and residential networks, that can leak models, tokens, and conversation data, and invite lateral movement. It's a reminder that AI infrastructure is now part of the attack surface, not an experiment on the side. Meanwhile, CISA issued a critical industrial control systems advisory for KiloView encoder series devices, warning that missing authentication could let attackers create or delete admin accounts and take full control. The vendor hasn't provided fixes through CISA, and the gear is used globally across communications and IT environments. In a separate notice, CISA republished Rockwell automation guidance for ArmorStart LT motor control devices, with denial of service weaknesses. There's no patch yet, so resilience depends on network architecture and exposure management. Rounding out operations risk, Microsoft linked Windows 11 boot failures seen after the January updates to prior failed attempts to install the December security release, which left some systems in an improper state. For enterprise IT, it's a change management and telemetry story as much as a patching one. Looking ahead, watch for accelerated patch adoption and additional guidance around the Ivanti EPMM flaws as exploitation continues. And monitor vendor channels for any remediation updates on the KiloView and Rockwell advisories. Expect further detail from Match Group on scope and notifications, and fresh scanning data on exposed AI services. Microsoft may refine its guidance as it traces edge case failures tied to the Windows update chain. For today, you should be watching mobile device management and single sign-on systems, consumer identity platforms and authentication flows, cloud backup providers and third-party integrations, and operational technology like video encoders and motor starters on segmented networks. You should also keep an eye on AI orchestration platforms, large language model endpoints, and Windows enterprise fleets, where prior update errors may cascade. In short, the control planes are still the story: identity, backups, AI services, and industrial devices. The teams that know what they run and move fast, calmly, on credible patches and exposures, will stay ahead. That's it for today's edition of the Daily Cyber Brief. Thanks for listening. I'm Blair Blackwell. This podcast is for informational purposes only and is not cybersecurity, legal, or financial advice.